A great personality once told that you can take orthopedics out of Thomas, but you can't take Thomas out of orthopedics. Hello everyone, welcome to Orthopaedics Essentials. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about some of the important contributions by Sir Hugh Owen Thomas. Now this video will come in handy when you will be given Thomas Splint in your ward round or during Viva, and you will be asked about other contribution by Sir Hugh Owen Thomas. One of the most important contribution by Sir Hugh Owen Thomas was Thomas test. In Thomas test, what we do is we flex the normal side hip to obliterate the exaggerated lumbar lordosis to reveal the fixed flexion deformity in the affected side. One should note that up to 30 degrees of fixed flexion deformity of the affected hip can be compensated by exaggeration of lumbar lordosis. Beyond 30 degrees of fixed flexion deformity cannot be compensated by exaggeration of lumbar lordosis. There are some modifications of Thomas test like Starling modification in which we make the patient prone so that both the limbs are dangling from the edge of the table at the hip joints. Now we one by one we extend the hip and we note down the fixed flexion deformity of that side the moment the lordosis appears. In case of bilateral cases, we can also flex both the hip while the patient is supine, and then we will extend the hip one by one and we will note down the fixed flexion deformity of that side the moment lumbar lordosis appears. Right? In case of fixed flexion deformity of knee and hip in the same side, in that cases we can bring the patient at the edge of the table so that knee is free of any surface and we can easily flex the hip without any effect of the fixed flexion deformity of the knee. Right? What are the contraindications of Thomas test? You have to read it. Now, Thomas Splint. We have a detailed discussion over Thomas Splint in the previous uploaded videos. Kindly go through that. Now, Thomas Hill. It is 1 centimeter extension of the medial aspect of the heel for the support of the medial longitudinal arch. For example, in flat foot, right? Thomas wrench. Now, Thomas wrench was used for reduction of the CTV or the club foot, right? This Thomas wrench is obsolete now. Thomas collar was used for stabilization or painful neck in case of mild trauma or in case of sprain or strain of the neck. Right? So this was all about some of the important contributions by Sir Hugh Owen Thomas. Right? Kindly go through these videos again and again so that you can remember it. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.